This is gonna take a lot of courage for me to do this video. I'm gonna call this video La Vivi. Back in 2008, I was headed back to school, and there was this girl that was a little younger than me that all of a sudden was hanging around me and way too friendly. So one day she just, while the professor's giving a lecture, she turns to me and goes, I cut man's hair, but I'm not gonna do it like you normally do it. I know you go the skinhead baldy route, and I'm not gonna do that. I said, all right, we'll talk after class, because I want to listen to what the professor says. And she talked to me after, and she says that I'm handsome, that I'm this and I'm that. And her boyfriend happened to be the same age as me. So we linked up one day on a holiday. She just got out of work. She worked at the current place that I'm working now, the movie theater. And her boyfriend seemed like all right guy. I like. I have always gotten along with people in the Mexican community. They're just cool to me. So the guy seems all right. But then later she said he behaved like an asshole. He wanted to control her. He was jealous of me. He didn't want her to have friends. All this kind of stuff. And he kind of like forced her a lot of times to have sex. But then little did I realize she was like a man and demanded sex from a lot of people, both men and women. She was bisexual, and I had nothing against that. So anyway, our friendship grew. She started coming to parties, and my family coming over the house, even though I wasn't really allowed to have people over. My family grew to love her. My grandfather too, despite what she says. So, after a while she broke up with her boyfriend. We got close. I wanted her to get with me. Every time I wanted us just to hang out, she was always going out with friends and stuff like that. She always felt like I didn't reach this level of or this pedestal enough to be around her. She always made me feel that way. And I never really had a girlfriend, and she always teased me for that I didn't go out there and start fucking at 18 or 19 years old. And because of my condition, yes, I was a late bloomer. That might be something to laugh at, but if nobody wants you, how the fuck can you get somebody? Should I just jump on them and rape them? No. So, she wound up getting with me, but she got with me when she was sent to the psych ward because all her partying and stuff caught up with her. Yes, she had a psychological condition. That's nothing to be made fun of. That's something to be respected. They're still functioning people. But although she thought she was better than me, because hers was psychological and mine was physical. Pretty dirty, huh? Well, I would visit her every Monday with my limited time that I had and aid with me so that I could get around. I picked the 1 to 2 visitation because you don't visit very often. And either that or 7 p.m. and I didn't want to do 7 p.m. I was living from Brooklyn and I did this every Monday, sometimes twice a week. I brought her food, I gave her gifts, I gave her pocket change to use the phone, everything. She wound up getting with me and kissing me and having me as a boyfriend while we was in there. Then she brought up the thing about sex. She said basically if I couldn't perform the way she wanted, she didn't want to be with me. So then when she got out, she went wild and forgot all about me and started dating different people and got back with her ex. Which her ex, it was two exes after me. She messed with another guy too, which made me feel like I was last on the list. And then one day I picked her up because I threw a birthday party for her, which nobody showed up. And she was telling me while we were waiting for our ride in front of her house that she fucked the guy just to fuck him, and that he didn't last long. When she says stupid shit like that, because I asked her in detail what he meant, and she has very like expectations. Me, honestly, people may make fun of me because of the disability. For some reason, I don't know when to come down, honestly, but she never tested me out. She did, and then she said that she was gonna do it. She went on vacation, and then she said when she come back, she was gonna do it, but that never came to be because she took it back like a little girl. I swear she thought that she was gonna catch AIDS from me, which is ridiculous because she thought basically that when I mean AIDS, I mean she thought because I couldn't walk, she was gonna get a bigger sickness. She's very prejudiced. I had an African aide that helped her and gave her some ointment because she had back pain, and she thought because the guy was from Africa that he poisoned her or something. He poisoned her skin. She's very ignorant. And her family is too. Long story short, her mom would call me and tell me off and yell at me and tell me to grow up. Her brother, which I bought everything in the sun for this kid, now that he got a little older, he got hair on his balls, he got girls that like him, he drives a car, he thought he was hot shit, so when it came time for me to go to rehab for my hip and my, getting my body back together, everybody abandoned me and blocked me. She basically told me I'm not a man. I can't satisfy her. She never tried. She used to stay with me for 3 weeks all the time and then break up with me. She said that's her minimum. I'm like, wait a minute. You stay with people 4 to 5 years and then me only 3 weeks? She broke up with me on Valentine's Day. She broke up with me when my grandmother was sick in the hospital. Her mom doesn't know how to grow up either. Her mom was back and forth with a guy from Long Island. And sometimes her kids, honest to God, I felt bad for them. They missed her. And then she said, oh, but it's his time now too. He wasn't even married to the woman and he was sticking to the kids' affairs. And she says he has the right to say what he wants. No, he doesn't. He's not your father nor your stepfather. Well, now he is. It took him long enough. And she's complaining now that the guy's giving her problems. This woman, no wonder where the daughter gets it from. This woman has never been without a boyfriend. Never. never been without a boyfriend. And then she tells me all these kind of things. Oh, don't pressure my daughter. The heart wants what the heart wants. Your daughter's out there getting high, uh, getting raped, all this type of thing. And I was good to your daughter, and she would ask me for money. She would do all kind of things. She showed off one day because she was trying to be an EMT. One of her many tried to do jobs that failed. She tried to be an EMT and it didn't work out. And she was talking big and bad. She likes audience. She talks about me to so many outside people, and then worries when she comes to her senses, wonders if it's ever gonna get back to me. I don't like the he said, she said bullshit. One time, she almost did that to me, and it was the person that was getting me my apartment. But any smart person would have realized that when it comes to people like that, there's two sides, well, three sides to every story. And that's what it is. And you know, when I got out of the nursing home and I got out of rehab, I brought her here to see what the cripple had accomplished. And she saw my place and she saw all my stuff, and we decided to be friends. But then I started to see she started to ask for money, throw her relationship things in my face, do all the kind of things that she did before. And I said to myself, no, this girl's gotta go. She really gotta go. And you know, she has a friend, Jeremiah. I feel bad for the guy now, how too, because she plays both sides. She talks about everybody. But at time, you know, I felt bad because I felt like Jeremiah didn't have time for me as a friend. Yo, all people need is a friend, and a real friend. She made me feel like I wasn't even a man. I never forced her for any kind of sex, any kind of relationship, but we did like each other. And then she said she never really liked me. She only liked me for the medication because she was on medication. How do you think that makes me feel? And then, you know, she would come in my house and play with me, basically play with my private, and then say she couldn't do this and that. So she would literally addict tease. Literally. You know, her mother would talk about me like I was the devil. I was the only fucking friend she had. Everybody talked bad about her. Nobody liked her. People would hide from her, and I felt so bad because she's a pretty girl and a nice girl. Well, you know what? She's not so pretty. She's ugly inside the way she behaves. And then our last conversation, she was telling me that one of her friends, Victor, has a small dick and she's really a shallow person. Well, duh, I knew that already. And, yeah. So one day she was stuck and nearby, so she came by to see me. And she goes to me, can she sleep over? And I allowed it. I got my recliner next to my bed so I could just swing into it. And we were sleeping. No, before that she had to call her mother. 27 years old, calling her mother and don't have any physical problems with her. The mom, right away when she told the mom she was at my house, the mom acted like I was like the devil incarnate. And then she goes, no, but he's not like that. And Viviana says things to people in front of people to make people feel like shit. And then, like that time when Norma stopped talking to her because she broke my heart for the second time. And then her mom tells her, well, people make mistakes. I'm not a mistake. I'm a person that needs to be respected. Yeah, I don't have a car, and I'm not a Mexican that makes a lot of money. But you know what? I'm a person, damn it, with a good head on their shoulders and someone that's pretty successful. So if you don't like it, all of yous, that's to your brother that thinks he's Rico Suave, and your ma that thinks she's God's gift. Fake ass for Sofia Vergara. You know what? Maybe I dodged the bullet by not being serious with you and not it being physical. Oh, but let me just tell you, after she convinced her mom to squat in my house. After she finished talking shit about me to the whole Staten Island because one of my friends set her up so she could run her mouth because it's so easy. A lot of times she thought she was talking to one of my cousins, but really she was talking to me. Why don't you say how much money you took from me, Viviana? Why don't you say how much you used me, Viviana? Why don't you say how much you wanted me, Viviana? You know, you throw it in my face that I don't have too many sexual relations. But god damn it, at least I'm alive. And you know something? I don't have any illness either. And guess what? I did have sex later on. Definitely not with you. Thank God, because the guys that you did it with, you probably put up signs like the Olympics. Like your stuff is really made out of gold. I tell you one thing, half of those guys there probably would want to mess with your mom before they mess with you. So, no, she convinced her mom so she could squat in my house because she's a user once again. And she told me, she hung up the phone and she goes, I'm staying. We're not going to have sex. Well, duh. I will never want to touch you, not even kiss you, not even shake your hand, not even give you a high five. And so she says we're not gonna have sex, even though I had sex with everybody and their mom. See how she likes to throw things in my face, and she says that many people never treated her with love, with compassion, and that she felt like one of her boyfriends were not giving her that sexual affection she needed. What about me? Don't I deserve to be loved and wanted? Viviana, nobody ever liked me. People treated me like I'm ugly and I'm worthless. All I wanted you was to show me one little physical affection. I wasn't gonna go out there and tell everybody. I wasn't gonna dog you. You know what? Whoever treats you bad, good for you. Because you had something good and you threw it away. So I don't cry any more tears for you. Your mom could sit there and stroke your hair and believe every little lie that her little angelic daughter tells her. I don't give a shit. You treated me so bad. You treated me worthless. I don't need your encouragement to tell me I'm handsome. I needed you to love me and show me that affection, that physical affection, and show your loyalty, which you have none of. You know what? I hate to say it, but you used to call me old, but at least men can have babies till they're 90. And to be honest with you, you looking kind of old there too. What are you, 30? Your mom looks younger than you. Peace out. All I can say is, know who you put in your heart, people out there. Don't trust everybody because things could be deceiving.